Welcome back to Natural English Daily Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Natural English Daily. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Jack. And today we are talking about how to agree and disagree in English. Let's get into it.
Okay, before we start, I want to ask you something. Have you ever disagreed with someone in English and it came out wrong? Maybe too strong, maybe a little rude. And you didn't mean it that way?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I remember once I said to someone, "No, that's wrong." And they looked at me like,
Like you just told them their cooking was terrible.
"Exactly." And I just meant I had a different opinion. I wasn't trying to be rude.
And this is such a common problem for English learners. Because in English, how you disagree matters just as much as what you disagree about.
The words you choose completely change how you sound.
Completely. So today, that's exactly what we're going to fix.
So where do we even start with this? Because I feel like agreeing is easy, right? You just say yes or I agree.
Well, and actually, that's interesting because agreeing is more than just saying yes. There's a difference between agreeing and adding something.
Oh, okay, say more.
So if I say, I think mornings are the best time to be productive, you could just say, yes, I agree. And that's fine. But it's a bit flat, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a conversation.
Exactly. But if you say, I completely agree, and I actually find that I get my best work done before 10 in the morning, now we're talking. Now it's a real exchange.
Right. You're adding your experience.
Exactly. So phrases like, I completely agree, or absolutely, and in my experience, those turn a simple yes into something richer.
That makes sense. So you're building on the agreement, not just confirming it.
Perfectly said.
Thank you. I have my moments.
And actually, later in the episode, we're going to practice a situation where Jack has to disagree with me. And I want to see how he handles it.
Oh, great. No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Okay, so disagreeing. This is the harder part, right?
For a lot of people, yes, because in some cultures, disagreeing directly is totally normal. But in English, especially in professional or polite situations, there's a whole art to it.
An art.
An art. So the most important thing is you soften it first. You don't just say, no, you're wrong,
Which I have done.
which you have done.
So how do you soften it?
Okay, so the classic phrases are things like, I see what you mean, but, or, that's a fair point, however. You start by acknowledging what the other person said. You show you listened. Then you give your different opinion.
So you're not attacking the idea and you're just offering another angle.
Exactly. And that changes the whole feeling of the conversation. The other person doesn't feel defensive. They feel heard.
Okay, I like that. What about, how do you say it when you sort of agree, but not completely? Like you agree with part of it?
Oh, that's such a useful one. So, I partly agree. Or, I think you have a point, but I'm not sure about. Those are great. They're honest. You're not pretending to agree when you don't. But you're also not saying the whole idea is wrong.
Right? Because sometimes someone says something and you think, okay, 50% yes, 50% maybe not.
Exactly. And that's actually more realistic, isn't it? Real opinions are rarely just yes or no.
That's true. Most things are somewhere in the middle.
And by the way, one phrase I really love for this is, I can see where you're coming from. It's so useful. Because even if you completely disagree, You're showing that you understand how the other person arrived at their opinion.
Oh, I like that. I can see where you're coming from. It doesn't feel confrontational at all.
No, it's warm. It keeps the conversation open.
Okay, what about challenging an idea? Because that's different from disagreeing, right? You're not saying I disagree with you. You're more asking, are you sure about that?
Yes, great distinction. So for that, have you considered is brilliant? Or do you think it's possible that you're not telling the person they're wrong? You're just opening a door.
Inviting them to think again?
Exactly. Without making them feel silly.
Because nobody wants to feel silly.
Nobody. And actually, this is where I might disagree with some people.
Oh, interesting.
Some people say you should always stay very neutral when you disagree. Never show strong emotion. And I think, I partly agree with that. But I also think that a little emotion is okay, as long as you're still respectful,
Yeah, I actually agree with that. Because if you're too neutral, you sound like a robot.
right? Like, it's okay to say, I feel quite strongly about this, but I want to understand your view too. That's honest.
It's human.
It's human. Exactly.
Okay, so what about defending your position? Because sometimes you say something and the other person pushes back and you want to hold your ground, but without being aggressive.
Yes. And this is something a lot of learners find really hard because you don't want to just give in and say, okay, you're right, when you don't actually believe that. But you also don't want to start an argument.
So what do you say?
Things like, I understand your point, but I still think that's really good. Or, I hear you and I respect that, but my view is, those phrases let you hold your position without closing the conversation.
It's like, I'm listening to you, but I'm not changing my mind just because you pushed back.
Exactly. Staying calm is the key, because the moment you raise your voice or use strong words, even if you're right, you've lost the conversation.
Hmm, that's actually a really good point.
Thank you.
I mean, I still disagree with you about mornings being productive. I'm terrible in the mornings.
Oh, that is very on brand for you, Jack.
I'm just being honest.
Okay, wait. Actually, this is the perfect moment. Jack, how do you politely tell someone they're wrong? Like, what do you say when someone says something that is just not correct?
I mean, I usually say, are you sure about that? And then hope they realize themselves.
Okay, that is one way. But, and this is really important, in English, there's a really polite way to correct someone without making them feel bad. You can say, actually, I think it might be slightly different. Or, I could be wrong, but I think, even if you're completely sure you're right, starting with, I could be wrong, but takes all the pressure off.
Oh, that's clever. Because you're technically being humble, even if you're not.
Well, you're giving the other person a way out, a comfortable way to change their view. And that is actually kindness.
Right? Nobody feels embarrassed. You just adjust the facts quietly.
Quietly and kindly.
You know what I think is really interesting about all of this?
What?
It's not really just about English. These skills, being polite when you disagree, staying calm, not making people feel stupid, those are just good skills for life.
Oh, completely. I mean, that's why we wanted to do this episode. Because it comes up everywhere. At work, with friends, in meetings, online.
Yeah. And actually, quick pause.
Yep.
If you're enjoying this conversation, please subscribe to Natural English Daily. It really helps us.
And share it with a friend who is learning English. Okay, back to it.
So, you were saying it comes up everywhere.
Everywhere. And I think the people who are best at disagreeing politely, they tend to be the most respected. Not because they always win arguments, but because people feel safe to talk to them, safe to have a different opinion.
That's a really lovely way to put it. Safe to disagree.
Safe to disagree. Yes.
Okay, so we've covered a lot today. Shall we pull out some of the most useful phrases?
Yes. Let's do it. So the first one, and we said this early on, I can see where you're coming from. I love this one.
Yeah, it's like, I hear you, I understand you, and now here's my view.
Perfect. And then for partly agreeing, I think you have a point, but that's so useful. It's honest. You're not pretending.
And for challenging an idea, have you considered not aggressive at all? Just let's think about this together.
And for defending your position, I understand your point, but I still think calm, clear, respectful.
And the one I really liked, I could be wrong, but before you tell someone they've made a mistake,
Yes. Humble on the outside, confident on the inside.
exactly.
Okay, let's practice. I'm going to say something, and Jack, you have to respond using the phrases we talked about. Ready?
Ready? Let's go.
Okay. So, I think it's better to work in a big company than a small one. More security, more opportunities.
I can see where you're coming from. A big company does offer a lot of stability, but I partly disagree. I think small companies can give you more freedom. You learn faster, you're not just a number.
That's fair. But have you considered that in a big company you have much more support? Training, resources, a whole team behind you.
I understand your point, and I think that's true for some people. But I still think that for someone early in their career, working in a smaller team teaches you more. You have to do everything yourself.
Hmm. I could be wrong, but I think it depends on the person. Not everyone wants to do everything themselves.
Okay, I think you have a point there. It's not one size fits all.
And that was actually a great conversation. Jack, you used almost every phrase we practiced.
I did, didn't I? I'm improving.
You are.
And did you notice? We disagreed and nobody felt bad about it.
That is exactly the point. Okay, so today we talked about how to agree and disagree in English. Really useful stuff.
Really good. So, the key phrases from today, I can see where you're coming from when you want to show you understand someone. I think you have a point, but when you partly agree. And I understand your point, but I still think when you want to hold your position politely.
And remember, the best way to get better is to actually use these phrases. Say them out loud. Practice with a friend. Use them today.
And for today's question, we want to hear from you. Is it easy or difficult to disagree in English? Leave it in the comments below. We read every single one.
If today's episode helped you, please subscribe, give us a like, and share it with one person who is learning English. That is the best thing you can do for us.
Thank you so much for listening. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next one.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.